Okay, so I am going to put a recording up. Since nobody joined my Zoom today for first or sixth, so I'm going to do this quick introduction to integers, and I'll put a worksheet up for you guys. And then I want everybody to join me tomorrow on Zoom. I want to actually teach it to you. So we will be doing a Zoom meeting, but I'll also be teaching at the same time. Okay, so introduction to integers. Super simple, this beginning part, and then when we're talking about adding and subtracting integers, it gets a little trickier, but because we have to figure out the rule. Okay, and I'm going to let you guys figure it out. That's why I need you on the meeting tomorrow. Okay, so the first thing we are talking about for integers is, what is an integer? An integer is any positive or negative number. So let's put a definition. Any positive or negative number. Now, the best way to go about doing this, of course, is to use a number line. And you have that in your toolkit, so we're going to be using that. I don't think I got mine ready. Let me try getting mine ready here. Here we go. It'll just be easier than drawing them 100 times. So, if you have a marker, which I'm sure you all do, or you can just use a pencil also. Okay, so that's what an integer is, any positive or negative number. The first thing we need to talk about so that you understand positive and negative numbers is we need to know what opposites are. And opposites are simply what they say, the opposite of a number. So like if I say on, you say off. If I say up, you say down. It's the same thing with numbers. Okay? Words can be opposite, numbers can be opposite. So if I say -4, and if we look at the number line, at a number line, here's a number line without the shiny on it. There it goes. A little too dark, I need to turn up the brightness in here. So if we're at -4, the opposite of that is the number on the other side of 0, the same distance from 0. So the opposite of -4 is, of course, +4. Okay? Just the opposite. So if I say -5, you say +5. If I say +5, you say -5. Very simple. Okay, so -4, 4. If I say 7, you say -7. This is why I wanted you guys on Zoom today, so I could actually hear your responses. You're driving me crazy. It's no longer spring break. We need to learn. We're not done yet. Okay, we have all of April, all of May, and we have to keep learning. Okay, it doesn't matter what size of number we get. It can be -25, and the opposite of that is 25. No, nobody's on my meeting with me. They didn't show up. My daughter's looking to see if you guys are on here, and you're not. None of them showed up for my 1 o'clock or my 2 o'clock, so they're all in trouble because I wanted you to show up and learn this with me. Okay, so that's what an opposite is. Very simple. It's that's how far it is on the other side of 0. So imagine if you have 0 all the way down here. Okay. Now, that was my daughter wondering why I was talking to myself. I'm not. I'm talking to you guys. Okay. If we're going to put that on a number line, same thing. So I'm going to actually draw a number line here. Draw a number line. Put your 0 in the middle. Okay. And I'm going to number it by 2's, just because I don't want to do all the numbers. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, -2, -4, -6, -8, -10. And this would be much easier if you guys were doing this with me, but you're not. Okay, so if I have -5, if I have -5, which is right here, the opposite of -5 is +5. Easy, right? You guys got this. Opposites are easy. How about if I have +8? The opposite of that is, the other side of 0 is -8. Okay? So, just some examples there on a numbered line. So that's opposites. Now, they also want you to be able to order them from least to greatest and greatest to least. Okay, so let's draw another number line. So now we are ordering integers. Putting them in order on a number line. Okay, so let's say I have -1, 6, -3, 2, and 0. Okay, so those are my integers. Now, let's see how they go on a number line. And they're gonna, let's just do least to greatest. Now, if you put them on the number line, it helps a lot. So let's do that. Let's put them on a number line. Let's do that. My camera is not set up the way I like it. So here's my number line. Put your 0 always as a starting point. Then I just do it by 2s because I'm lazy. You guys know that about me. And plus, when you're doing negatives, when you write your negative, it takes up more space, so sometimes that's an issue. Okay. So let's plot these points. Okay, so -1 is here. Put a dot. 6 is over here. -3 is here. 2 and 0. And then you simply write them in order. So you do it from left to right, just like you read. Okay? So the one furthest from 0 is the smallest. This is like on the left here is you owe people money. On the right of 0, it's like you have money. So this is, of course, the least. So the further away from 0, the less money you have. Okay, so let's put these in order. So which one is the furthest from 0? Which one's on the left? Well, that's -3. So that's the least. Then -1, then 0, then 2, and then 6. Okay? Could we do it from greatest to least? Yeah, then you just do it backwards. Okay? That's not hard. Nothing hard about that. Okay? You just have to put it on a numbered line to make sure, or you can, and you guys have these in your toolkit that you can just put them on. You don't have to draw the number line. Okay. The last thing we're talking about, this is where people might get confused. Never mind, not might. People do get confused, is with something called absolute value. Okay? So, absolute value. Can't see that. Hold on. Okay. People get absolute value and opposites mixed up all the time. They're two different things. This is the distance and integer is from 0. Okay? So it's how far it is from 0. So let's take, whoops, can't see that very good. There we go. Let's take a look at that. So let's draw a number line so you can get an idea. Put your 0 and your 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and your -2, -4, -6, -8, -10. I try to go to at least -10. And you know where all the other numbers are in between. Okay, now, absolute value. Here's your key. How far is it from this? How far is it from 0? That's all you have to answer, okay? So if I have, let's say I want to find the absolute value. Now, absolute value is shown with 2 long lines. It's kind of like 2 parentheses that have been straightened. So the absolute value of 4, and it's written like that, 2 straight lines, the absolute value of 4 equals, well, here's 4. How far is 4 from 0? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the absolute value of 4 is 4. Did everybody see that? So let me try that again. They want to know the absolute value of this number. So how far is it from 0? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4. So the absolute value of 4 is 4. Okay, let's try another one. Don't think, if you overthink this, that's when you get into trouble. Okay, so let's do the absolute value of -3. Absolute value of -3. Okay, what does that equal? Well, here's -3, right there. How far is it from 0? It is 1, 2, 3 away. It is 3 away. It's not -3, it's 3 away. 3 bumps, 3 units away. Okay, so these two are definitely, so don't think opposite, because then you'll put -4 here. Absolute value is different. These two happen to be opposites. Okay, you're going to notice something. All of these over here, everything it equals is going to be positive for right now until we do start adding and things like that. But we'll get to that. Okay, let's find another one here. Okay, so it's just the distance it is from 0. How many units do you count? So let's do -7, the absolute value of -7. Well, here's -7. Let me get a different color. Here's -7 right here. How many units away from 0 is that? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is 7 away. You're just counting units. So count the units away from 0. Okay? Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Let's say 8. What is the absolute value of 8? Well, here's 8, right? Positive 8. How far is it from 0? How many units do I have to count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The absolute value of 8 is 8. As long as you don't get these confused with opposites, you're fine. And understand that these two symbols